Everybody, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you just take 2 seconds and tap that like button, I would really appreciate that. That would mean a lot. That'd be great. Do me a favor, everybody, type in the chat down below, OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. Just type that in the chat. So remember yesterday I showed you guys a video where the cop hit the person in the car. This is a different story of a different cop who hit somebody in their car. I made it a short. I think DLZ Clips cut that into a short, that guy getting hit by the car. This is absolutely insane that they actually charged this piggy for hitting him with the car. The camera is the only thing that got the cop charged.
He used his squad car, knocking down a man who was running from police in November of 2021. Officer Matthew Knudsen is expected in court in just a couple of hours. At his last court appearance, his attorney asked the court to dismiss the charges, stating that the criminal complaint is not sufficient to establish probable cause. The court denying that motion. Today, Officer Knudsen is scheduled for an arraignment. As we first reported, he's accused of negligent operation of a motor vehicle, which is a misdemeanor. Dash cam video shared with us from the Green Bay Police Department shows the situation unfold. Court records say he used his squad car, knocking down a man who was running from police in November of 2021. The other charge is a felony. He's accused of misconduct, office fraud. The criminal complaint states inaccuracies between Knudsen's report and the released video footage. In that motion from Knudsen's attorney, it stated Knudsen gave a report to his superiors about the incident to the best of his memory, but arguing that officers cannot perfectly recall every millisecond in a fast-moving situation. If convicted, the charges could carry a sentence of more than 4 years in prison. Officer Knudsen has been on paid administrative leave since last October 22nd to be exact, which is standard protocol. This also isn't the first time we've reported on Officer Matthew Knudsen. He was part of a different harassment investigation back in 2018. He was suspended for 30 days after that incident.
Police officer Matthew Knudsen.
So let me just pause it for 1 second, okay? Wouldn't it be great if you could hit somebody in your car, in your company car, on purpose, and then when you get suspended from work, they suspend you with pay? I mean, is this just the most unreal thing you've ever seen or heard? There's a video of you running a man down in your car. Is there? Yeah, there sure is. You're going to have to take some time off. Really? Yeah. Is that going to be paid? Yeah. What kind of clown bozo world are we living in?
Said, quote, in hindsight, I should have stopped the vehicle right there and got out and gone after him. The him is a then 47-year-old Green Bay man who was seen in this dash cam video.
Get on the ground.
Being hit by Officer Knudsen's squad, ending a foot chase on the city's east side. Prior to the man's arrest, body cam and dash cam footage show the man not only running from Knudsen,
get back to the car,
but also another officer.
Stop! Get on the ground!
After Knudsen tried to stop the man for a traffic violation. In his initial report of the incident and included in the criminal complaint, Knudsen said the suspect was, quote, cutting directly in front of me and causing me to make contact with the rear of his right leg on the front left corner of my squad.
Okay.
But in reviewing
right there, here it is. As governor, I can put new policies and procedures in, and I can get in, and why can't I? That if you lie on your report, you're fired. You lose your peace officer certificate. If you lie on the report and the camera shows us something different, then you're fired. Gone. Two things. You say this in a report, the video shows this, you're fired. That's leadership. That's what leadership is. When you put, this is it. Here's where the line's crossed. You lie in your report, we find out about it, you're canned.
In the dash cam video, investigators determined they had, quote, concerns about Knudsen's conduct and the veracity of the police report produced by Knudsen. Those concerns stem from Knutson's own words or lack thereof. According to the criminal complaint, in his initial use of force report about the incident, Knutson made no mention of hitting the suspect, yet the dash cam video shows the suspect was hit. Knutson gets out of his squad and pushes the man to the ground, placing him under arrest. In his report, Knutson also said the suspect's complaints about a leg injury were due to his age and running away from police, but the video didn't back up that claim. While Green Bay Police Chief Chris Davis said Knutson is innocent until proven guilty, he wants the public to know the actions of one officer don't speak for the entire department.
Oh my
When
God.
incidents like this happen.
Hold on a second. Before we hear his BS spiel, before we listen to your BS, bruh, I mean, we need to get a t-shirt, DLZ Clips, where it just says, before you, it's just one. I mean, what, it's the same thing every time. Before you jump to any conclusions, it's just one. There's just one. It's just an isolated incident. This is an isolated incident. That's what the t-shirt should say. This is an isolated incident. These 67 isolated incidents in, where is that? East Cleveland, or is it Antioch, or is it, where's this Massachusetts? Where's the 67? Is that Connecticut? Where all the troopers were in on stealing, on giving fake tickets. So this is an isolated incident. This is an isolated incident, everybody. This guy's going to come on here and tell us that how they don't tolerate corruption in their organization, and they weeded out right away. And they got this one, and they caught him. This is an isolated incident. This is an isolated incident, everybody. I just want you to, I'm going to back up a little bit so we can build up to him saying, this is an isolated incident. Is it just this one?
Said the suspect's complaints about a leg injury were due to his age and running away from police, but the video didn't back up that claim.
The injuries to his legs are from him running away.
Green Bay Police Chief Chris Davis said,
And he's old and he ran.
Knutson is innocent until proven guilty. He wants the public to know the actions of one officer don't speak for the entire department.
When incidents like this happen, that's not, however this ends up, in this case, that's not a reflection on that day in and day out really good work that our members do.
Through the department, Officer Knutson and his family have asked for privacy. The police department's union attorney declined our request for comment. Randy Schultz, who spent 35 years in law enforcement and decades as a law enforcement training officer, is concerned to hear of these charges. He believes they set a bad precedent in a situation where an officer may have used untrained technique that is possibly justified by circumstance.
As a citizen and
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. I forgot. Oh, goodness. We're watching state-run media. This is state-run media. And what Fox does is Fox copyrights all their videos. Fox News does. So that if you put it on YouTube, they try to take your revenue. So then you have to fight them and say that, no, it's not, it's fair use. Ha, ha, ha. Boy, have I learned about fair use. Have I not? Have I not learned about fair use? This is fair use, Fox. We're breaking it up and talking about how you're now going to cop suck. You showed the guy get hit by the car. Now you're going to bring on a 35-year cop or an expert, and he's going to spout how in some situations running someone over with the car, that's the best idea. Like, what kind of bozo clown world are we living in? And you wonder why you can't get cops to sign up? You really wonder that? Let's listen to this bozo. Let's listen to this bozo say,
a prior law enforcement officer saying, are we going to make this to the point where we can't get anybody to do this job? Because in an instant of their decision, the next thing they know, they're up against felony charges. That concerns me.
Bro,
Court records say
no. That doesn't go unchecked. No, bro. No. I'm even going to roll your face back on here so that you know.
he used his squad car, knocking down a man.
Make this to the point where
No, bro. Everybody take a look at the face of the fraud. Take a look at the face of a fraud. Like, look at his face. Get a good look at it. He's a fraud. He believes that people don't want to sign up because they could be charged with felonies. He doesn't say that what that jackboot thug pig did was so inappropriate that he should have been charged with a felony. You don't run a man down. He wasn't running around shooting people. He didn't have if he had a kid under his arm, maybe even less of a reason. He wasn't running toward a I don't want to show how twisted I am on the spot, but he wasn't running toward a merry-go-round with children on it that was covered in gasoline and he had a lighter. He was not doing that. All right. He wasn't doing that. So this guy right here is going to come on camera, and instead of admonishing the pig who ran someone over with a vehicle, he's going to go on there and say that we can't get people to sign up because you can charge people with felonies who are felons, who do felonious acts. How appropriate is it for you to hit somebody with your car? Put a 1 in the chat if it's inappropriate to hit someone with their car. Did you guys, hold on. You guys saw the other day that there was a chick in the street shooting her gun and the cop hit her with a car. You did not see me show it on this channel and say that he did a bad job. If you are going to be shooting a gun in the street, if the cop doesn't hit you with their car, I will. You're a nutball. You should get hit by a car. This man was running away. He was not shooting people. And the cop who ran the girl over shooting, he was not charged. He was not charged. So what is this jackboot thug pig trying to sell you guys? Well, look at the network. It's Fox. Look at the network that's presenting it. It's Fox News. You cannot say the Communist News Network is the Communist News Network and Fraud Network isn't Fraud Network. You have to be honest. They're both horrible. You have to look at them as state-run media. And if you care about freedom, if you care about liberty, if you care that there's standards in peace officers, let me play this.
Our request for comment. Randy Schultz, who spent 35 years in law enforcement, and
Fox validates him. He spent 35 years in law enforcement. Then it shows him laughing, smiling. He's very amicable and gregarious.
decades as a law enforcement training officer.
Decades as a law enforcement training officer. Very official. Pig trainer at the trough where the trash is.
Concerned to hear of these charges. He believes they set a bad.
He ran a guy down. He
believes they set a bad.
Let me open it big for you guys. I'm sorry. I just see the screen on my phone over here. Let me open it big. He just runs this human being down from behind. So just
Training officer is concerned.
Okay. Let me see if I can escape and zoom in. Okay. So do you see him right there?
To hear
He's running away. He's not pointing a gun.
of these charges.
Now, see that? He's trucking. He's just trucking away. Now he's up on the sidewalk. He's run past. Looks like he's slowing down a little bit.
He believes they set
And then he hits him with the car. That's all I'm saying.
a bad precedent in a situation where an officer may have used untrained technique that is precedent in a situation where an officer may have used.
Then the guy's on the ground on the left over here. He goes running up and shoves him on the ground again.
Untrained technique.
So, I mean, there should be just no standard of care. There should be the cops should not have any responsibility for your safety at all whatsoever. We should be barbarians. We should be barbarians. We should just kill criminals. We should just kill them. And if you break the law more than twice, you should get the death penalty. That's just you should just die. You shouldn't be on earth anymore if you commit a crime. If you run away from police because you don't want to go to the horrible dungeon, well, you should be run over. And the other cop is going to come on here Okay, so I'm sorry, I stopped it. So you guys just saw that, right? You saw him hit him, and then you saw him, and you saw on the left here where he goes out on foot.
An officer may have used.
So there he runs full speed at him. On the left here, you see this? This is a close-up. The guy just got hit by a car. So he gets up on his feet, catches his breath, I imagine.
Patient where an officer
And now he's sprinting.
may have
Sprinting.
used untrained technique that is possibly justified by circumstance.
As a citizen and a prior law enforcement officer saying, are we going to make this to the point where we can't get anybody to do this job? Because are we going to make this?
You missed something here. Brown County Board member. He's part of the board. Where's Brown County Board? Where's that at? Where is he? What city state is he in? Brown County Board member. He's on the board that decides who's right and who's wrong, and if someone gets a settlement or payout or not. You got a former enforcer on that board who was an enforcer for 35 years who now justifies someone getting hit by a car. Where's Fox 11? Someone find out where this is. Let me know. Let's
this to the point where we can't get anybody to do this job, because in an instant of their decision, the next thing they know, they're up against felony charges. That concerns me.
Court record.
Wow. That is some heavy, like that somebody who's in a position of authority would say, I was a cop for 35 years, and if we charge this one, well, then we're not going to be able to get anybody to do this job anymore. The reason you can't get anybody to do the job is because it's a disgusting job where you take people to a dungeon. Literally, you take people to a dungeon. You cuff them up in torture cuffs. Then you put them in the most inhumane position ever. And then you strap them into this place. Could be too hot, could be too cold in the car. They're thirsty because they're exasperated, even if they didn't have any sort of physical interaction. Just the process of being arrested makes your mouth go dry. And they don't get any water. So their lips begin to chap and they get crust and stuff on their lips, but they can't wipe them because their wrists are in torture cuffs. And then you take them down to the dungeon, and depending on which dungeon it is, when you get processed into that dungeon, you will have to allow someone else to have dominion over your body, over your fingers as you run them across. You may be strip searched, where you have to turn around, squat, and cough, where people will look up your naked backside. They will put their fingers in every crevice of your body, regardless. So that's why you can't get people to sign up to be a cop. That's why. Not because you're not allowing cops. Well, somebody had the good sense to realize that you can't allow cops to hit people with their cars. That's just a step too far. But the Brown County Board member is going to go on there and say, if we keep charging people, no one's going to want to be a copper, instead of looking at the policies and procedures of what the police are doing to people and why there's so many channels popping up called Audit Zone and Cop Critic and Audit Coppers and Cop Audits and Blue Line Audit and Blues and Caught It and News Now, whereverville. That's what's going on.